Child exploitation is hiding in plain sight. Right now, thousands of young people are being exploited across the country. Manipulated, sexually abused, made to participate in fraud and other criminal activities, to deal drugs, to steal. Exploitation can happen to any child, anywhere, often using transport, in hotels, via their bank account, in shopping centres. Children are forced to hold and move drugs and weapons. They're exploited both on and offline, made to travel long distances, skip school, sleep where it isn't safe, and keep secrets from those close to them. If we look closer, we can stop exploitation in its tracks. It might not be obvious. You might think it's none of your business, or what you've witnessed isn't enough to act on. But by taking action when it's safe to do so, even when you're uncertain, you could help to protect a young person from horrific abuse. Learn to spot the signs of exploitation to keep children safe. If something doesn't feel right, it might not be. Will you play your part? Join our campaign. Pledge to look closer and protect children from exploitation.
How you get to start when you always left behind. Youth are crippling from the pressure of the grind, but hunger doesn't wait and the rent is overdue. No legal jobs are hiring, what's a kid supposed to do? Listen, let me tell you a story about the golden boy Elias. Straight A's in his pocket like his future was promised. Got an interview at 9, so he's ironing his shirt. The only one he owns without a blemish or the dirt. Now we're standing in the lift, checking his reflection, fighting his fears of threatening rejection. And he sits in reception, feeling out of place, cause every person walking past has got a different kind of face. The manager sits back, barely looks at the page. He's already decided on Elias's fate. You're bright, he says, with a condescending grin, but you lack the polish to truly fit in. Good luck with the search is the final cold line, as he signals the next one who's waiting to shine. He's hunched at the bus stop, eyes on the floor, knowing that A's don't open the door. Looks at the grades now soaked in the rain, a hollow certificate for all of that pain. The ink starts to bleed, the distinction is blurred, while the city hums on like he hasn't been heard. A matte black Mercedes crawls to his feet like a monstrous predator stalking the streets. Elias is scared but he's drowned in defeat. The window glides down and it's Jack's in the seat. Look at the towers, Jax points to the sky, built on a system that's fed by a lie. They promise you riches for working your soul, then leave you to rot in a poverty hole. But here in this car there's a seat for the brave, a life where you're master and never the slave. We look out for ours when the world turns to stone. In this brotherhood, kid, you are never alone. Imagine the penthouse, the view from the top, a life full of riches that never will stop. From the slums to summits, from rags to the silk. Why settle for water when we're drinking the milk? You trade that old bag for a heavy gold watch, drinking the finest top shelf single scotch. No more riding the bus or walking in rain, just leather and engines to numb every pain. Elias don't pause, he don't blink, he don't wait. He steps in the whip and he seals his fate. He drops the old folder right there in the mud, choosing the ink made of money and blood. I'm in as the whisper, the engine just roars as Jax pulls away from the corporate doors. The scent of expensive tobacco and skin is the first taste of power Elias breathes in. Jack reaches down to the foot of his seat and pulls out a package, heavy and neat. This needs to be across town by 9:45, away from the eyes of the uniformed men. He looks at the dash, then the man at the wheel. The bargain is struck with a silence of steel. I'm on it, he whispers, the choice has been made, as he steps from the car and retreats to the shade. Hit the wall, spraying glass like a shell. His mom screaming Elias, heading straight for his cell. See the burner flickering, the blood on your sleeve. If this is who you are, then it's time for you to leave. He didn't scream back, just felt the ice in his chest. Packed a bag with his pride and a bulletproof vest. Hit the pavement running back through the rain, where Jax was waiting in the shadows of the lane. I'm done with the house, I got nowhere to go. Jack smirked, perfect timing, got a spot you should know. You've earned my trust, Elias, you're cold and precise, so I'm sending you north to the land of the ice. Shrewsbury town, a little house by the tracks, with a host named Miller who's slipping through the cracks. Elias took the ticket, felt the weight of the pack, stepped onto the carriage and he never looked back. Steps off at a station where the plat's made of wood, looking for a trap in a place he never should. No skyscrapers here, just bungalows and hills, a bunch of nitty houses and some dirty windowsills. He finds the overgrown garden, the mail in the door, the signs of a man who couldn't cope anymore. The cottage is a cage, it's overrun with fiends, with Miller on the sofa, eyes too vacant to see. 21 days since he stepped off the rail, 21 days in this suburban jail. He hasn't breathed air that wasn't stale, with the scent of a man who don't know where his dignity went. The paranoia is growing like mold on the floor. He's got 6 different locks on the back garden door. He checks the peephole till his eyes start to bleed, driven by terror and driven by greed. Jax hasn't called and the signal is thin. He's starting to think that the walls are moving in. Is that a shadow in the garden, that a wire in the wall? He's waiting for the hammer of justice to fall. Day 22, the milk's gone sour, and Miller's been staring at that one spot for hours. Every car that slows down is a hitman or a raid. He's checking on the floorboards for the choices that he made. He calls Jackson a frantic, they're watching the crib. I saw a drone above the roof, I ain't telling you a fib. Look, breathe for me, Elias, don't be acting like a fool. I've got the exit sorted, just try to keep it cool. Sit tight on the sofa, put the burner in your pocket, knowing when the feds arrive, they're the one that's gonna clock it. Elias packs the bag, fingers trembling on the zip, one eye on the window watching for the feds to slip. The burner phone buzzed, a message from Jax. Exit is ready, meet the van as we planned. He grabbed the duffel bag and he sprinted for the gate, running toward the freedom that was nothing more than bait. He sees Jax is calm, for a second he breathes. The nightmare is over, thinking finally he leaves. He pulls at the handle, but the lock stays dead. He sees Jax through the glass and his heart turns to lead. He rolls down the window just an inch, just a crack. He says, better you than a knife in my back. Elias stands stunned, clutching kilos in his hands, while the man he called a brother just abandoned all the plans. Then the shadows start moving, the bushes, the brick. The silence is heavy, the atmosphere is thick, and still as the night is ripped at the seams by a wall of white light and the sound of the screams. He's tackled so hard that the wind leaves his lungs, while the story is written by 1,000 blue tongues. Before he can breathe, before he can scream, the real world crashes through the walls of the dream. He looks at the gravel, he feels the cold rain, while the Judas who sold him is clearing the lane. No lawyer, no family, no safe house inside, just a boy in the dirt in the Shrewsbury night. They lift him like luggage, they throw him inside to a cage with a window where the light's gone to hide. There's a number in custody, a stat on a sheet, while the man who betrayed him is back on the street.